Welcome back. I'm Meredith Molinari, and I am joined by Will Byles, Executive Creative Director of Supermassive Games, and we're going to chat about Until Dawn.
Yes.
Now, I am a huge horror fan. I love all things horror, and what I love about Until Dawn is it's a classic horror story. I mean, friends going off to the cabin, when their other friends, anniversary of their other friends disappearing. I mean, what could go wrong, right?
Exactly, yeah. But Meredith, it starts as a classic horror, but it's a 9-hour game, and so classic horror wouldn't cover that whole 9 hours. So it does go much deeper and much wider than at first you might think.
Yes, and so we're actually going to watch a little bit of a demo here. We'll have some things to talk about as well. You guys have a really big cast on this game. I mean, we knew about Hayden Panettiere, and now we also, Peter Stormare just was announced.
Yeah, he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's
That's great. What were those reads like, having all those cast there together?
Well, obviously, it's done very much like a feature film, so we have to kind of segregate people up for different sections, but it was fantastic. They're so professional. They just, you know, they're very good at articulating and getting their characters across very early on, which is good. It's great, in fact.
Now, what I also love about this game so much is that there is this thing you guys have called the butterfly effect system.
Yes.
So it's different every time. So explain a little bit about it to our viewers.
Well, I'll tell you what now. So this is what we've got here is a previously on. This is like what's gone on before the bit we're about to see being played. And it's bespoke for every character because every decision that they make potentially has a butterfly effect for what's going to happen next. So I don't know what's going to happen when this demo starts because this butterfly effect section will be bespoke to what that was. It's kind of like from the old chaos theory, you know, where a tiny little incident can effectively make a hurricane off down the road. It's that thing, is you can make a tiny decision that will just have so much knock-on. And I'll point a couple out as we play through this.
And you don't know if that decision that you're making at the time is going to be a good one, if it's going to be a bad one. You kind of have to wait for things to play out.
It's completely. The game is about choices. And those, like I say, those choices can be tiny or they can be huge. The more informed you are, the better your choices are going to be. And the way to get informed is to start exploring around. There are clues. Hopefully we'll see one of the totems, which is a collectible, which kind of gives a kind of premonition of what might happen. So, yeah, the informed decision is the best way to play it.
Okay, so what if I'm making these decisions, I'm playing through the game, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think that was a good choice. Can I go back and restart that and go away from that decision?
No, you can't.
Oh,
no.
Man.
No. And the reason is, it's not because we want to try and punish you. It's just that there is no right or wrong. You know, this is a horror sort of drama. People die and people survive. You know, there's all sorts of outcomes that can happen. None of them are bad outcomes. I'm guessing most people will go to keep everyone alive. But you don't always know what's happening with a butterfly effect. It could look like in the short term it's absolutely the worst thing ever. But, you know, a little further down the line, it might have turned into the best thing you could have done.
So is this one of the totems, the little doll head that we just saw that you collect?
Yes, that's completely it. So what happens with these is that they're collectible throughout the game. Some are easy to find, some are hard to find. If you get one, there's like a Native American butterfly symbol on the back. They're of different colors. The Native Americans believe that the butterfly carried premonitions and visions. And we give you a possibility of one of the futures that you've got. So you get a little glimpse. It's like, oh, am I going to pay attention to that or not? I don't know, but it gives you a chance. So this is the game started. This is Matt and Emily. We kind of missed the previously on. They are on the edge of a cliff, and there are a bunch of what look quite aggressive deer. How these deer act depends on what happened before. You've got an axe here, and you're kind of walking your way through the deer. They're backing away, but you will get a decision very shortly. We'll just see Matt coming up here, where one of the deer is going to get a little bit more obstreperous. So, okay, this one here. He's not backing down.
The yellow eyes are never a good sign.
No,
the
that's
animals
always bad.
That's always a bad time.
So now you can hit this deer, or not. You know what? Not. And did you see the butterfly
butterflies?
effect?
Yes.
So the fact that he didn't hit the deer has changed that story now, completely. So from now on, that's a different story that's going on.
So you can play through this game multiple times, and you can have a different experience every single time.
Absolutely. You know what? I mean, without giving too much away, if he had the deer, Emily could be on her own now.
Uh-oh.
Could be. I mean, not necessarily.
Maybe, possibly. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the power of the Killzone Shadowfall engine and how that affected the design of this game.
So the Shadow Killfall engine is fantastic. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant starting point for us, but we did have a couple of things we wanted to do on top of it. One of them is just nighttime. You know, nighttime in games is harder than it looks. It's you think just dial down the light, but you can't do that. In order to get darkness, as you can see in this, real darkness, but that you can see the stuff that's going on as well, you have to have high contrast lights, the same as movies. So we've had to come up with a lighting system. We've got some really clever engineers at Supermassive, and they've come up with this system that genuinely I don't think I've seen in any other game now. And the other thing that we've got is, if you could just see his hair, can you see the backlighting across his hair?
Little halo effect.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, a bunch of stuff that we wanted to try and get, because we've got character-based stuff. We wanted to get that real feel of believability. So we've got some order-independent transparency. Here comes a premonition. Okay, turn over that. Okay, so that's quite violent. I know.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's a warning.
Yeah, maybe put that one back down. Walk away.
Yeah. But that now has given you a bit of information for something that's going to happen a little later on, where you're going to go, okay, I've seen that. I know what's going to go on there.
Wow.
So, you know, it kind of balances it up.
So you have to remember those things then as you're playing later in the game when
Completely.
they come back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, when you have a pre-order, there's a special bonus that you get with your pre-order.
There is a special bonus with these two characters in it. Yeah, it's an extra chapter. It's not quite standalone, but it's just an extra chapter, and it's not for any money. And I think it's just pre-order.
Wow, that's awesome.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, Until Dawn is coming out on August 25th. It's so close.
I know.
Oh, so we're waiting so long. So definitely go ahead and check that out.
PlayStation.